trying to be able to shake off last night?
Just next game mentality. The playoffs are fun and exciting and challenging. It's not supposed to be easy, so it's gonna be a fun series, and our only important game is the next one.
Jamal, you were held scoreless in the first half. What was Minnesota doing defensively by not kicking it out of your brother?
Nothing. I've been scoreless plenty of times before.
Is there any surprise that Anthony Edwards started on you as opposed to
No, they're just switching 1 through 5, 1 through 4. So everybody's going to be guarding each other at some point.
Jamal, I'm sure you're going to downplay it, but just how much is it that the condition with
I'm good.
were you able to push off and get you responsible for where you went to go?
Played. How much minutes I played? Yeah, I did. It was good enough.
You mentioned after Game 5 of that last series that it was leaving your feet that was potentially going to concern you coming back, and maybe a little bit of the explosiveness too. Are there things that?
I'm not going to make no excuses, bro. Everybody's got nagging injuries. Everybody's playing through something at this point in the season. My calf is no different than anybody else on the team or in the league, honestly. So obviously it sucks, but it's not something I enjoy talking about as part of the loss,
Yeah, I just mean are there elements of your game that, as you look forward through the rest of this series and through the rest of the playoffs, potentially that you kind of just have to be like, okay, there are adjustments I need to make, there are things I need to be aware of, and this is just kind of going to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's going to be a part of it, and I've accepted that, and there's counters for everything, so I just got to keep adjusting. We got to keep adjusting, and find ways to get it done. It's I don't know, man. The calf is whatever it is.
What did you recollect on the stretch last night?
Plenty of things, man. We weren't organized, and that's partly, my fault. Just too many little empty possessions, especially against the number one defensive team, right? So, just too many empty possessions playing right into their hands. We're a great random basketball team. We play great just off the field and flow, but we gotta be a little bit more organized going forward. So, I think that was probably for me one of the most key factors. And offensively, we know we're gonna score and make shots, but we can just be more on the same page on both ends.
Well, Aaron Gordon kind of fit in with whatever the game calls for him to do. In this series, do you think there could be an opportunity for, him to call his number more often, or, could he be needed to take on a bigger role to get past this whole?
Everybody's needed, man. Everybody's needed in a different way, and every game is different. Just because game 1 against the Lakers went a certain way doesn't mean game 2 is the same, and game 3 was the same. 4. The main goal is in the playoffs is to win the game. So if I'm 0 for 20, I got to find a way to be out there playing 40 minutes and win the game. And that goes for everybody. So I just think every game is different. We're going to need multiple efforts from different guys, and that's just the way it is. I think AG's been outstanding, and he's actually been probably better than most of us. So and he's playing both ends as well. So I just think, every game is different, and you got to find a way for that 48 minutes that day to get that win. So not just him, I think everybody.
And I guess I don't want to misrepresent my question. It wasn't like a criticism of
No, I know. I got you for sure.
And then just his kind of what he's provided for the team as you guys have taken the next step. When did it kind of click for you that, wow, we can really get so much out of this guy?
As soon as he got here. Yeah, I mean, him and KCP are probably our 2 most valuable players. So, since they got here.
Well, how has your relationship with Michael Porter grown, particularly this season, and how do you get a better understanding of how to help him be successful on the floor?
Just looking for that guy, man. He's one of the best shooters I've ever seen. So, when I'm watching the game, he reminds me of when I used to watch Clay before the injury. Just you could not leave him, and Clay was 6'5". He couldn't leave Clay an inch of space open. Still can't, still won't. But Mike's kind of the same way in that aspect, where he's 6'10", he's shooting over guys, even with a great contest, a tough half looking at the basket. he's still making shots like that. And I think just trying to get him going early is my key. You know what I'm saying? Like when he's firing and his man can't help, it's tough. So I think over the years we've just gotten better, just playing with each other and trusting each other. I think it's the biggest thing, and just being more consciously aware of we have one of the greatest shooters on the court at all times, and we should be just doing our due diligence to get him the ball.
Why do you feel the team is getting off to slow starts? 5 out of 6 games in the playoffs so far.
I'm not sure, man. If I did it, we would be changing it right away. I just feel like the other teams are coming out with more aggressiveness at home or away, and we've done a great job of responding, but we can't keep relying on that. So, yeah, it's been a goal.
Well, you guys know as well as anyone that when a group has time together, they develop and get better. Minnesota from last year to this year, they'll have their own journey. Are you feeling a different sense from them?
For sure, for sure. I think that's competitive spirits of the sport. You know, I remember when the Lakers beat us in the bubble. I was pissed. Like, so I knew the next time we see them, it's a different type of chip on your shoulder. So when we beat Minnesota, and they're still a great team last year, it's now that they have it, but they feel as confident as we do. So they're coming in with a certain type of motivation, and not forgetting about what happened last year. So that all plays a factor, and I think we just got to do a better job responding and being the first to hit. You know what I'm saying?
Jamal, this is the first time in a long time that you guys have lost the first game in the playoff series. What's the mentality playing from behind now? How does it change your approach?
It's just the next game mentality. You got to win the next one. I think that's the most important game of our season is the next game.
For them to shoot 70% in the second half, what kind of stood out on film as you guys evaluate that half defense?
Just got to make it tougher. You know, we know guys are going to score. You know, they have a great supporting cast as well. I just think, you know, we got to make it tougher for them to score. You can't, if they're going to score, it can't be that efficient. We can't be going 10 for 11, 6 for 7. I know those guys are capable, but we got to do a better job as a group, just kind of cutting that water out for not, like I said, making it as easy as it was for them, because it was pretty easy when you go back and watch the film.
Jamal, 5 shots you missed in the first half, all shots we've seen you make quite a bit before in your career. And you get on the board with that side set, really just look like a pretty tough shot. What is hitting that shot do for you? Is it reset it all, or is it just basically not?
It just kind of takes the lid off the basket, and it's momentum to feed off of. You know, like I said in the first half, I didn't shoot a lot. I mean, but I just missed some of the really good looks that I got, and you know, I think after I got the first one down, the game was a little easier for me to put the ball in the hoop. But I would just say it kind of takes the lid off mentally and physically, because you know your team needs you to score. So that just kind of gets the ball rolling, in my opinion.
You guys talk about how you've seen every coverage for Nikola, he's seen every coverage. They have multiple bodies they can throw at him. It seems like they challenged him in a very strong way in that first game. What are you expecting from him in terms of trying to counter that in game 2?
I expect him to have a lot of trust in his teammates as usual. I expect him to be super aggressive in the post, like he always is. Like I said, like there's so many different. You got to see how the game goes as well. You don't know what the reads are going to be, and I just think he's going to be super aggressive, and we're going to have the supporting cast to fill in behind that.
Appreciate it.